You know why my name is Michi Mochievee? You might be like, oh, is it because she likes mochi? Huh, get it? Because Mochievee. No. I have a pet tarantula, and my pet tarantula's name is Michi. And I needed a name where if someone calls me it, I will actually be like, yes. Like, I need to be able to respond, right? Like, if, let's say I name myself like, I don't know, a very complicated name. If someone calls me that, I probably will forget that's my name. So, one of the only names I remember are the names of my pets. And my pet tarantula's name is Michi. Now I say Michi Jr., but I stole Michi's name. And then that was the first name. And then the last name was because I thought it would be so funny if it's like, how mischievous. And I thought that was so funny. So I wanted Chibi, as in like Eevee from Pokemon, but also Chibi from like if my last name was Chibi and you're like Mrs. Chibi, right? It sounds like mischievous. So that was the name. And then Mochi is genuinely because I'm too lazy to change the names of like my other accounts. So I have like accounts on Steam, accounts on some games, and the name is Mochi and I'm too lazy to change it. So I wrote Mochi. So then if one day I'm like, hey guys, you wanna see this old account I have? And I open the account, people aren't gonna be like, why is your name Mochi? They'll be like, oh, it's because my name is Mochievee. Ha ha ha. So it's Michi Mochievee. So if you don't know who Mary is, there's a person I'm pretty sure you guys know. There's a person named Merryweather. They're also a streamer. Yeah, they're also a VTuber, but they also make a lot of VTuber lore, right? And I was talking to Mary one time. I was like, dude, I literally don't know what to do for lore. Like, I need help because I swear to God, I'm just going to like, I am going to write random words, put them in a hat, and then randomly pull it out and then just make it make sense. Like, I'm at that point where I'm just gonna gotcha my lore. So I was talking to Mary about it. And because Mary's a good friend of mine, we've talked a lot. So Mary knows roughly like my personality and like the things I went through and the things I don't like, the things I like, etc. So Mary's like, actually Michi, what if you are a merchant? And I was like, oh, that's accurate. I love money. Okay, continue. And they're like, yeah, what if you're a merchant? And what if you steal from people by like cursing them and forcing them to buy your things? And I was like, oh my God, dude, what if we make it? What if I'm a scam artist? And Mary's like, bro. So then the idea was because I was talking to Mary and Mary's like, yeah, if you like money and you like trolling people, why don't you like, your lore is you curse people and then you force them to buy your goods? And I was like, wait a minute, what if I make them buy my goods and then I curse them and then I make them buy more goods? Hey, what if I just scam them? I'm a scam artist. And then that was my lore. And I thought it was really good. It works out. It fits my personality and I like it. I am still a big fan of sitcoms, right? I fucking love sitcoms because that's the shit like I grew up on. You know, we have like weird drama that's like kind of comedy, kind of life. So like movies like The Office, you know, Friends, stuff like that. I know some people are like, oh my God, if you rewatch it, it's bad. Like, okay, these movies came out a long time ago. You don't get it, right? Like nowadays, I've seen people are like, if you rewatch Friends, if you rewatch The Office, it's actually not that good. If you rewatch Brooklyn 99, it's actually not that good. Blah, blah, blah. But you don't get it. Back in my day, when you're stressed from like real life stuff, you sit there and then you watch these sitcoms that are clearly not realistic. Like they're overly dramatized, but just having people that hang out a lot and they're very close and get into like tomfoolery that makes no sense. It's so like the level of escapism is different, you know? So I really like sitcoms because of that, because of the feeling it gives me. And I told Vshojo that I love sitcoms. And they were like, okay, Michi, for your like debut teasers, do you want it to be a sitcom? And I was like, fuck yeah. Because originally they were like, okay, so how do you want to tease your debut? Like, do you want it to be animated? Do you want to have a story that's like fully animated? Or do you want like something else? Like, how do you want it to be portrayed? And I was like, I want a sitcom. So it's a whole story, and they had to hire like actual people to act and stuff. It totaled to about 14 to 15 minutes, but was a fun project. Yeah, I remember Michael was like, people were taking pictures of the set, people were writing the scripts and editing it, and it was really nice. We had lots of cameos as well. Yeah, it was like Vshojo, The Office energy. And I remembered when the first video dropped, I remember people were watching and they're like, what the fuck is this? They're like, what? Vshojo, what is this? Like, you're a VTuber company. Why are you releasing like random episodes? And then we released the second video, and people are like, okay, you know what? I actually like it. This is a nice little spin-off. You know, Vshojo is a VTuber company, but they're also doing like comedy skits and acting movies that is about Vshojo and not really about VTubing. That's nice. And then the third one is actually about VTubing.
X300.
I was like, I want my teaser not really about me. Like, a lot of the times, teasers are usually about like, oh, this is the history of the VTuber, right? Like for example, for Mata's VTuber teaser was like, Hi Guy, right? Hi Guy was announcing like, there is a big alien invasion, run for your life, stuff like that. And it's because, like, you know, Mata's a big alien roach, blah, 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 blah. And it was about the VTuber. I told my managers, I was like, I don't want it to be about me. At least for the first two videos, I don't want it to be obviously about a new member. You know, I want it to be mostly about Vshojo. So, like, showcasing the managers that work behind the scenes. Because, first of all, I think it's sweet. Like, genuinely, I think sometimes people tend to forget that like the only reason we get to do so many cool shit is because we have like a solid group of people behind us that supports the shit we do. And I want to give like a nice tribute to them. Like, hey, this is what people like. There are people behind the scenes that work. There are so many members that you probably don't even know of. People that work with us that you've never heard of because they work behind the scenes and they make all the arrangements. If I want to do something stupid, they figure it out. If I'm like, hey, can I do this? They figure it out. So I want to give tribute to that. And in a less cool and selfless reason, I want it to be about them because at that point in making the decision, I did not know what my lore was. Looky! So these were the IDs that were printed. These were like props. There was like Dodger Dan, a Dodger fan. Janet, everyone has one. Delaney Dew, vibe setter. So these are the props. Like, you don't get it. During this recording, we had a bunch of like little details. I really appreciate everyone in that set thinking about all the cool props. This looked so epic. I think this was the first picture Maiko sent me, and I was like, damn, that looks legit. And there's this. This was everyone in the set. We're being held against our will. Yeah, we worked with Hyper RPG. I hope in the future we get to work with them again. They were such a joy to work with. They were so funny and so good. We're being held against our will. Ding! And then there's this one. The workers are on lockdown. And they sent this picture, right? And then Maiko responded with this. So we had like behind the scene photo shoots. Look at how unserious Maiko is. They sent him this picture. It's like, look, we're setting up for the scene. And then he zooms into this poor guy and... Yeah, it looks like so much fun. Originally, I told them, right? I said, maybe a sitcom, like a live sitcom with live actors in like an actual office would be too expensive. So maybe something we can do is just gather some people and then have them like turn on their webcams and then like screen record a Zoom meeting. You know what I mean? Like, just have it through Zoom. Fuck it. Like, it's not actually like, oh, it's like the Vshojo office, but everyone is doing it via Zoom call to like cut costs, right? So I was like, why not just do that? It's fine. It doesn't have to be like, you don't have to get actual actors. You don't have to get an actual production team. Just get some people, turn on their camera and just read from the script and then We can just edit it from there. And then Vshojo just like, good idea, but what if we get hyper RPG, and then we get a studio, and then we get cameos, and we get actors, and we get a script writer, and then we get a whole like recording team, and then we get a professional editor. Think about that, Michi. And I was like, yeah, Vshojo said, good idea. Let's go big, baby. My original idea was a screen zoom recording. And I wish I was kidding, but that is true. And Vshojo is a very big go big or go home, bitch. It's crazy because I'm like saving money for like a 3D concert. And I swear to God, Vshojo was like, we can cover it. And I was like, no. It's like, I've been a 3D fan for so long. The first time Hatsune Miku had a concert in Indonesia, I was there. Like, I came to that, and that was the first time I saw a 3D concert, and I was so, like, roped in. You know, I got involved in that world so fast. Because I remember this was so long ago. Miku had a 3D concert. It was, like, holographic, I think, in Indonesia. I think it was during AFA days. And I saw it, and I was like, wow, that is so impressive. Yeah, it was generally because of Miku. Ever since then, my biggest like dream has been like 3D concert related. And it's not just my own. Like, I want to go to Suisei's 3D concert. One day I want to watch a Hololive 3D concert IRL. That's like one of my goals, because I love watching 3D concert. I usually watch it online, but I really wish I could like see there in person, you know? So I've been a big 3D enthusiast. And I told Vshojo this, I was like, I want to save up. I don't want you to like really, like, I want your help to support me in the project. But if I can, I want to financially fund it. Because it's a big project, right? And they're like, okay, sure. Okay. Because I said that, I feel like now they just kind of pay for everything else. Because they're like, no, Michi, you need to save for your 3D concert, remember? Let me just pay for everything else. Yeah, and to top it off, I have said this before, but I'll say it again. Genuinely, Vshojo does not take any of the money chat gives me. At all. So like donations, bits, subs. Well, the platform takes a cut, obviously. But aside from the cut the platform takes, I get to keep everything else. Yeah. Like, you know how crazy that is? At first, I was like, can I say this? And then I saw a clip of Giga talking about it, so I guess I can. So yeah. All of the donations you guys give me, all of the bits, all of the subs you give me, everything, after the cut from the platform, 100% all mine. And I'm like, what? Can you please give these bits to Gunrun? Okay, I will. Writing it down. Maiko, I owe Gunrun 200 whopping bits. And it's crazy. I even told them, I was like, hey man, listen, after everything you've done for me, I think it's fair if you take a cut. And they're like, no. Because that's chat's money for you. You are the one sitting there. You're streaming. That's their money for you. So we're not taking that. And I was like, yeah, but like, you kind of helped me make all of this like possible. So like, I think it's fair if you take like, maybe just a little bit. And they're like, no. They do take a cut from like merch and other stuff. But not a lot. That's why I was shocked about it. I was like, it's fine if you take more. And they're like, no, it's okay. And what the fuck? Sussed. Ruh-roh. The Gunrun credit card is strong. Yeah, that's why. I get so like shocked, dude.